Welcome to Earth Roots Healing. Much love to you and yours. I recently suffered a birthday. I mean, celebrated a birthday. Just wanted to say that. Actually, it was an awesome birthday.
It was.
And among many awesome things, my parents, they got me a wheelbarrow, and I have hauled countless yards of dirt with it already. But we'll get into that in a little bit here. But check this out, what arrived today. We've been waiting for this. This is one of the cool, awesome, priceless things that they got me for my birthday. Right here we have 2 almond trees and 1 hazelnut tree. Nuts and seeds. Substantial food sources. Oh my gosh. So today we'll be deciding a real home for these and putting them in the earth. They're going into our property. We have cashew seeds they sent, a Brazil nut. Okay, now those we're trying to sprout and get going, but I mean, these are trees. So we're going to get these in the ground today. So thank you so much, Mom and Dad, and others in the family and otherwise friends who, made my birthday very special.
Thanks.
Love you all. Hugs and sloppy kisses. No, I'm just kidding. So this is exciting. In a moment, I will start looking for their permanent home. It just rained. The ground is soft and wet. Everything's working out perfectly. They're in the shade. They'll be okay for another few minutes. Let's go look at just a few other updates while we're at it, right?
Here we have our surprise tomato tree that popped up in the middle of the Hishawu, and it's growing crazy abundance. I mean, I'm so excited about this. And I believe it's one of the larger tomato trees.
Plants?
Not sure the type, but one of the larger tomatoes, I'm sorry. But yeah, this thing is doing, I am babying it though, because I really, really want the large tomatoes. We have a cherry tomato tree, but
Plant?
Tree, plant, whatever you want to call that. But I really needed the larger ones.
Yeah, Natalie's been into tomatoes and working hard and tried it many different ways. So it's funny when you get a volunteer that's just amazing. You know, it's like a blessing from above.
It truly is.
So she's supporting it because it's growing so fast. It's like stand back so you don't get hurt.
It is. It's getting longer every day. It's crawling out. I got to build some type of terrace or trellis for this thing to go up and not down. But you can see tomatoes here already producing tons of them, and they're huge.
Right, and this thing grew in the last 7 or 8 minutes, I swear. It just blew up like a grenade and just grew. I pulled all the Hishawus out of there because I know she's been trying to get tomatoes. It's like, okay, this is a blessing. Let's make room for it. And the thing is just going nuts. When she says tomato tree, she's not joking. In another 5-6 minutes, it's going to be one. But we can build a trellis or whatever it needs. Look at this table she built yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. It's going to have shelves underneath out of old pallets. So useful when you don't have any workbenches and tables.
A lot of things. I just haven't, shared that.
Yeah.
I'm finding, I guess, a creative bug inside of me or something.
Right?
Good,
She's like, find me more old pallets now. I'm like, okay, honey, okay. That's my form of shopping. Drive down a back road and look for some pallets somebody's dropped, That's off-grid, self-sufficient scavenging for you.
Well, they're just thrown on the ground, so we might as well use
Oh, yeah.
There's so much I can
Look
do
at this.
with the pallets.
Strong table right here, man. No joke. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I got lucky. I'm learning. It's not, pretty or anything. I need to sand
It doesn't need to be
down.
pretty. It's functional. This thing's going to do work for us.
That's all I needed to
You're
do.
pretty.
It's okay.
The table just needs to be a table.
I mean, it's right near our water hose over here where we can clean off
Water hose.
clean off our, crops and stuff before we bring it in the house or whatnot.
Yeah. You want to go look at all the Hishawu yardage?
Let's see the next
All right.
update.
Un momento, amigos. Welcome to my most recent expansion of the Hishawu. Priceless adaptogenic tonic. age reversing, mind, body, spirit enhancing herb shack in this here room. Like I said, my parents got me a wheelbarrow. They sent a gift card, got it at Home Depot. I got the solid tire that does not hold air because that's much harder to break. They even sent me another gift certificate for a backup spare tire. You can't stop me now. So every day I've been hauling all this dirt out of a place where I'm beginning to dig a trout pond. Yeah. So one of the first things I did with my new dirt moving abilities was built this stuff and piled it up in here and planted Hisha Wu. These are little cuttings off our other plants, which once they get going, they will dig in and start more of their own. They just grow ravenously and they're amazing. The thing is, the roots can grow really big, so by setting up a taller setup like this with more space, it's a lengthy project. It takes 3 to 7 years to make adult roots. So the closer you're pushing it to like 7 years, the better, more potent, more epic. I plan to become a modern world master authority cultivator of the ultimate brew of Hisha Wu. So this large amount of dirt, you know, yardage in here, this project, these are going to grow for a lot of years. I have other ones that after a few years I'll probably start harvesting and we'll start using because they'll be mature enough. And it does grow fast here. I had to transplant some that was only, I'm guessing 3-4 months old, and there was just clumps of roots this big, just clumps. So this stuff grows really well here. But I'm really happy to have it all in here. If the wood rots out on me before it's complete, I'll just reinforce it. I'll patch tin. I got plenty of ways to do that. Right now it's held together with, you know, rocks for counterweights and just basic stuff. It's an old shack. It's not pretty. It's functional and it's priceless. So I'm super excited. I got a lot of passion for this herb and certain others. Well, really an abundant amount of them. But this is one of my very ultimate favorites, as well as, you know, famous systems of herbalism that have kind of been forgotten, but they're super valuable. This is one of the top level tonic, rebuild yourself and upgrade yourself type herbs that even exists in known history of humans on this planet. So excited about that. Again, thanks Mom and Dad for the wheelbarrow. I mean, that thing's already hold more dirt than a dump truck, and I'm just getting started.
You should see the field out there. It's like piles of dirt. I'm like, how did he? Oh yeah, wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Let's go look at a new, some new garden boxes or something.
Okay. So here I have some broccoli. I planted this right when we first got here, so it's like a year or so old, and I haven't really touched it, and it just recycled itself. Like the seeds fell off, and it started to regrow. But I did gather up some seeds, and I packaged those away for just in case. So
yeah.
We're not buying any more seeds. We're now.
Well, that's the idea, is to be self-reliant. So when I weed out all this dayflower, which is a valuable herb, but it takes over your garden boxes, I'll weed this out, I'll put more dirt on there, and then she can take her seeds, she harvested off our broccoli plants, and we can expand the operation right here. So really it's working like it should.
These look amazing. I even see some broccoli shoots coming through.
Yeah, it is looking great. And I love the leaves myself. You know, like steam them a little, soften them up. I love broccoli leaves. So yeah, we're going to be expanding the broccoli operation. What's going to be in here? This used to, I transplanted my gotu kola out of here, and she's going to put tomato in there. Why is that, dear?
Because this doesn't get too much sun, and what I've researched and found that, you know, tomatoes, they like not full sun, but, you know, off and on type of sun. This is a great zone for that.
Yeah,
so
reduced sunlight.
If too hot, it limits their growth, so the tomatoes aren't as big.
So we're rotting some leaves and grass, and a little bit of compost mixed, you know, kitchen scraps mixed in there, prepping. She's going to grow large tomatoes. Like she said, she has the small tomatoes right here, which are expanding quite well. We have chickens coming and eating them and this and that, but the plants are expanding and growing more and more. We probably need to weed it a little bit, but
The birds must be getting to them now.
Yeah, everything likes our tomatoes. Big surprise. Who doesn't like tomatoes? And if you don't, what's wrong with you?
They're so good.
Yeah.
There are some people who have allergies to them.
So we got the little ones. We're going to have the big ones. And then I'll show you. In this box, we have 4 goji plants. I took 5 clippings, new little sprouts, and they're all alive in starter containers. So I'm going to be filling them in there, and that whole thing's going to be full of small goji berry plants in the not so far off future. Yeah, they're flowering. They like it better in here than anywhere we've had them so far. And this is their 3rd or 4th or 5th location. I can't remember.
Yeah, we moved them.
Then I've prepped these 2 boxes. Lots of new dirt because of the wheelbarrow. Again, thank you, Mom and Dad. And I put the new dirt in here and then covered it with leaves so it doesn't grow weeds, and it just the environment's just right when we're ready to plant these. Over there in that one, I planted sunflowers for the 2nd time, and they did start to grow, and then they disappeared. So I'm 99% sure it was either iguanas or birds came and just picked them off. When they're young and they're soft and tender and they sprout, they're like sprouts. There's a lot of things that like to eat that. So if we're going to be successful with, say, sunflowers on try number 3, I'll have to put some netting or caging or something over it long enough to get the little ones started. Once they're up to a certain size, then they'll hold their own. They won't get picked off completely by birds or something, or lizards. You know, but I know that now. You can't, you know, when they're at the sprouting stage, everything eats them.
Yeah, and we also I started sprouting seedlings in the house. I actually use that table out to bring them in and out from, in the house outside in the morning so they can get some sun and warmth or whatever, a little greenhouse effect kind of thing going on. But yeah, that will help them grow fast and, get to a good size where we can plant them and not have to be concerned with nature stealing our food.
Yeah.
The wild animals.
Yeah.
Iguanas are everywhere.
Iguanas are everywhere. I like them, but, honestly, they ate our crops, so I'm going to eat them. But, that's a whole other topic. Let's go look at some new garden boxes. So thanks to the new wheelbarrow. Thanks, Mom and Dad. This is one of the new boxes because it's easy to move dirt now. I'll show you guys in a minute where we're moving it from. But anyway, built it out old tin. Some of it I found on the side of the road. Another triangular box to match that one. And filled it with nice dirt and then topped it off with thick grass. Keeps the weeds down and creates a nice top layer of nutrient mulch, as well as it holds moisture in. Like when it rains and you have grass all over the top like that, it just keeps it damper longer so things grow better. Right over here, this is where I moved the gotu kola that was in the box. That's going to be Natalie's large tomatoes coming soon. I moved it right here under these trees, hidden behind the rock garden wall. You don't see it from the road because it's built out old junk and this and that, but it's nice, it's functional. It'll take off soon and fill that in really nice. Another really important adaptogenic herb. Gotu kola is pretty flexible on how much sunlight it gets. It can grow in a lot of sunlight if it has enough water. It can grow in low sunlight, so it'll be fine here. And I had this space hidden behind the rock garden. I figured I'd put something there. Let's go look at this new bamboo design for and we begin now.
I'm sorry.
So, welcome back. This is my mining operation where I'm finding gold nuggets, crystals and diamonds. It's also going to be a trout pond, or at least that's my vision currently, because I really like fishies. And once established, they just take care of themselves, even easier than chickens, and we're also working on that project. The more self-sufficiency resources you have, the better. So I need to get the dirt somewhere. So day by day I'm out here digging, taking wheelbarrow loads and building garden boxes and whatever else. And I'll kind of show you a general outline of where I currently picture this pond being. I picture it coming from this corner, rolling along here just inside this tree, coming down to about where it is here, then cutting over. There's mounds of dirt, but you see this tall grass, and I'm going to have to build a big mound of, and there's a lot of clay-like dirt at certain levels in here, and I'll be using that to build a big mound around this lower side. It's going to run along these dirt mounds, and then on the other side it's going to go up the hill. Just this side of our baby coconut trees will be the dirt ridge. It runs up here. Stays to this side of these trees, goes right to this edge. When it rains hard, there are floods running in through here, and that's one of the rivers I'm going to catch into the lake to help keep it full. There's one here, there's one right over there. So those two main streams that flood our property will be caught within this pond by building it right there. That gives it a good amount of size. It'll support a lot of fish. I know, because when I was a lot younger, living in a different world, a friend of mine, we caught some fish and put in this old abandoned swimming pool he had that was full of moss and frogs and stuff, and they grew huge in there. And that was a small swimming pool. This is so much larger. So it's going to be decorative. It'll have like rock outlines. It'll look good when it's all said and done. I'm going to be digging much deeper into this whole high side of it and putting a nice tall ridge on this end that's solid. So it'll hold a lot of water. It'll be pretty deep. There's a lot of clay-like dirt here at a certain depth, and that's going to help with holding the water. And then we'll see what other methodologies I may or may not need to get into down the line. There's a stream running right over there, past that tall grass, at the border of our property. And I'll probably, with the help of my dad, who's like a brilliant engineering genius, and this is kindergarten to him, but I'll have him help me design a little pump that I can toss a garden hose, say, into that stream and run a little, probably electric pump when I need to add some water into this pond to keep it topped off during the drier parts of the year. So anyway, it's got enough space. It'll add property value. It's going to look good when it's all said and done. For you know, self-sufficient off-grid type living purposes, obviously having your own fish pond is super valuable. And in the meantime, I'm digging all kinds of dirt out of here, and also I'm digging up a lot of rocks that I use for sculpting and building other structures that are both decorative and functional. So it's many things tied together, serves many purposes. But just having, wheelbarrow and shovels, opens up that many possibilities. Now, granted, if I rented a tractor, I could build this pond in one day in a matter of hours, because I know how to run heavy machinery. I have a lot of experience. But that's not really the point. There's a lot of ways to do things if you want to buy or rent or pay for this and that. But really, I'm actually enjoying doing this slowly and simply and more primally. There's a lot of value in being less dependent on things. The less things you're dependent on, really, the more empowered you are in a lot of ways. So by having foresight and doing things before you really need them and putting in the time and just enjoying the work as you do it and being consistent with it, over time you'll see a lot of dirt rearranged on this property, and you'll see a pond built here. That's the plan. So just sharing that. Obviously there's going to be updates, a lot of changes, just getting started here. But it's super nice having a place to dig dirt where I've already torn off all the weeds and all the stuff that's in the way. I can just roll a wheelbarrow right here now and get some dirt. Thanks for that awesome birthday present.
It was a definite upgrade. Yes.
Let's go look at something Natalie built.
Oh, one last thing. You don't have to.
Arts and crafts time. Let's do it. Voila. Ooh.
Sarah, I'm proud. This was actually exciting to build and exciting to accomplish. something I've never really done before, and not having any plans, just envisioning an idea and making it reality. It felt good.
And man, it's super useful when you move somewhere and you don't have any benches, tables, anything. Every new one you get is just like, oh, this is so cool.
Yes. And it was free.
It's free. Just the time and joy in doing it, and it's super solid. It's gonna last. It's not some chintzy thing. It's better than a lot of things you could buy. I think it looks cool. The old weathered wood. I think it's awesome.
I did sand it so it's smooth. There's no, you can't get any splinters.
No butt splinters.
Yes.
Awesome. Nice move.
Also, our herbs that we planted are doing really well.
Yeah, those were planted on Valentine's Day, I think.
This is the basil. I want to transplant this in so it can
Yeah.
grow bigger.
Yeah.
And this is the parsley. And I think this was either the sage or rosemary. Rosemary, maybe.
We have it written down somewhere what each one is.
Chives. This was a chives.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the sage. So I'm struggling with getting the sage to grow, but I'm trying the sage now in my starter seed pod.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what that does.
We got me. I'm pretty sage.
You are.
Man, I'm corny.
But that's it. I mean,
all right, cool. Herb updates, building, arts and crafts, functional things, lots of garden boxes, new ideas, a pond, new trees I'm going to go plant. Thank you, Mom and Dad, so much.
Another garden box to come. I'm contemplating something over here so I can just come out the door, pluck it out, and go cook.
Yeah, in the yard, sure.
Yes.
Our little tiny dog doesn't need much yard
She
space.
doesn't need that much, really.
She just hangs out in the
She
house.
could run free out here.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I'm sure we forgot some. Well, I moved the Brahmi, but we don't need to show that. We'll show that when we show the chicken.
Busy. Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Doing something.
Many things are changing, but that's what we happen to think of today. So much love to you and yours from Earth Roots Healing.
Much love.
Over and out for now. Hey, this little patch at the end of the video is because we had a boo-boo yesterday. We told you we were going to show you the new bamboo garden box design, and the camera didn't actually film that part, so we're out here today just putting it on there because we said we'd show you. So, so here's the new idea, the new design. Simplistic, should last pretty long, hold up pretty well. Obviously it's more decorative and natural looking than using old tin. I've run out of old tin on the property, and there's a lot of bamboo nearby. Like I brought this home yesterday for the next box. I might build a long one between the apple trees and the fence, or maybe use some of this to build a box inside the yard for Natalie's herbs. We'll see. But anyway, I think it's a nice design. It looks good. It's more decorative. I like working with bamboo. Feels like the right thing to do. It's not very hard to build something simple like this, so even when it does rot away and I need to put a few better pieces of bamboo in, it's not a big deal. I can literally just replace the pieces I want. So it'll be easy to patch up over time too.
And it's free.
Yeah, filled it with dirt, covered it with grass and leaves, so it's, you know, prepping for whatever we end up planting there. And then Natalie's going to show you a few other things we're working on here.
So here we have our cabbage. We have some red cabbage growing, and I planted normal cabbage.
Yeah, pale green cabbage.
Just a few days ago, so it's not sprouted yet, but I'm sure it will. And I put some bone meal in here as well. But I did, you know, drop a few of the Job's bone meal around the red cabbage, and it's like perked up.
I told her she's not allowed to buy any more bone meal because I can make bones. Produce our own off-grid style. But thank you, Job, for your high-quality product.
Thank you, Job.
Indeed.
Stuff is awesome.
All right, cabbage, exciting. I love cabbage, and if you don't, what's wrong with you? No, I'm just,
Yes,
I'm just playing.
Start getting into fermenting too, so that's why
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited about the cabbage.
Fermentation, baby.
And here is a celery I planted, I believe, in February.
Yeah?
It's doing super
An
well.
army of celery coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like celery? And if you don't, what's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. Much
So
love.
looking forward to all of these, you know, these plants that are growing,
Yep.
doing well.
Okay. So we just redid what we thought we filmed yesterday, and now it's on the end of the video, I think.
Use user error.
Oh, it's all good. These little buttons on phones, you never know what's going on. So much love from Earth Roots Healing. Those are a few updates for now.